Hey everybody, it's Joe McCarthy here, your favorite polygraph examiner from Finney and Polygraph Services. Fair, independent, and unbiased verifiers of the truth right here in Texas. Also offering private investigations, personal security work, and security consulting. Cheap plug. But what I'm here to talk about today is pre-employment polygraph testing. It's a subject that unfortunately it seems that I'm going to have to cover again because recently I've gotten a couple of phone calls from people that have been putting in applications at police and fire agencies, and they want to take a warm-up polygraph before they go into their big polygraph. Um, that's never going to happen here at Finney and Polygraph Services. It's not what we do, nor will we ever do that. There are some huge ethical concerns there. And also, I think that doing a warm up test before a pre employment polygraph test, to be quite honest with you, would probably do you more harm than good. Okay. But what I can do legally and ethically is try to alleviate some of your irrational fears. Okay. Now, I know how that sounds. Let me explain this. You are about ready to go into a room where somebody's going to attach a bunch of crazy things to your body to try to detect your lie. If you weren't a little bit nervous, I would say that there's something mentally wrong with you. The nervousness that you're feeling right now is perfectly normal. Know that. Okay. Again, if you weren't nervous, I would say that there's something wrong with you. But there's a difference between rational nervousness and irrational nervousness. Okay. I get it. This again, this is not a normal human thing to do, but you got to do it. Okay. And if something like this is going to blow your anxiety up to a level where you think you might fail because of your nervousness, maybe police and firework is not the way to go for you. Okay. Because if this is making you nervous to a point where you might fail, imagine the worst out in the street. Okay. Now, for all of you who are still with me, please know this. Most polygraph examiners want you to pass, and they'll help you as much as they ethically and legally can. Okay. We love putting good people on the streets for public safety. I want to put most polygraph examiners want to put that good cop on the streets, that good firefighter on that streets. We want to put good candidates into the academy. Okay, it makes sense because, well, guess what? Police officers and firefighters get paid to protect even us. So why wouldn't we want a good person to be a police officer or a firefighter? Makes sense. I hope so. Another thing is that anything that you disclose on your personal history statement or to the polygraph examiner might not disqualify you from the position. What is going to disqualify you, sure as shit, if you lie and you get caught. Okay, it's not going to work out well for you. Okay. Another thing is, if you lie on a polygraph, that failed polygraph's going to follow you. These agencies talk to one another behind the scenes. Okay. So, what's my advice to passing a pre employment polygraph? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Brutal honesty until it hurts. So what? Maybe you shoplifted something when you were 15 years old. So what? Maybe you tried a little bit of weed underneath the bleachers in the football field when you were 16 years old. Believe it or not, nobody really gives a rat's ass. Okay? With small stuff like that, nobody fucking cares. What they're caring about is, are you going to disclose it? Don't think of this as a lie detector test. Think of this as an integrity and character test. This is a way for the police chief and the hiring officer to weed out all the people that when they screw up, they hide it or they lie about it from the people who are just going to look and say, Fuck, I fucked up. How do we fix this? What do I got to do? It's an issue of character and integrity. That agency wants to know that they have an honest person working for them, that report is going to be spot on, and that they're not going to have to constantly be micromanaging you to make sure that you're not falling into bad habits that you've hidden from them, or are hiding from them. They want to know that you're going to be honest and truthful in everything you do for that department. Are you that type of person? I would like to think that maybe you are. After all, if you're to the point where you're applying for a job where you're literally risking your life for total strangers, I would like to think that you're hopefully a pretty good person. Does that mean that you haven't made mistakes in the past? Of course not. We've all made mistakes in the past. And those mistakes in the past make us who we are today. Right? That's what we're wanting. Who are you today? Okay. Did you learn from that one shoplifting incident that you got busted for? That maybe they called your parents instead of the cops. They want to know that you're the type of person that's going to sit there and say, yeah, I bowed to peer pressure and had a little bit of marijuana when I was 16 years old. But you know what? I haven't done it since this age to today. Okay. They want to know that you're going to be honest with them enough. So try not to look at this as a polygraph test or a lie detector test. Look at this as if it's an integrity and honesty test, a character test, and that you are going to do fabulous at that test. And you're going to prove to the people that you need to prove to that you are indeed a person of good character. Not only do you fulfill all these other requirements from military experience all the way to maybe college, but you're also that person of good character. The type of person that anyone would want working for them. Lastly, there is no such thing as there's no such thing as a lie detector machine. I hate that word, lie detector. That is the biggest bullshit term in this industry, in my opinion. That's not what the instrument does. What the instrument does, and I'm going to say this in the simplest terms because I know I'm probably going to have a couple of polygraph examiners that's going to go ahead and tell salience and cognitive all those fancy little words that some polygraph examiners love to use. I'm not that polygraph examiner. I like saying things in plain English. Okay. Best way to describe why polygraph works in plain English: fear. Fear of the consequences of the truth, fear of being caught in your lie. It's not a polygraph test. It's not a lie detector test. It's a fear detector test. Okay? And if you've been brutally honest on your personal history statement and with the polygraph examiner testing you, if you've been brutal, then you have nothing to fear beyond what we call general nervous tension. Okay? Because you've already disclosed everything. There's nothing left. You're all emptied out. So the best way to pass a polygraph test, easy peasy lemon squeezy, brutal honesty until it hurts. Period, case closed, full stop. Most polygraph examiners, we want to give you that job. Okay, and we're going to try to help you as ethically and legally as much as we possibly can. But if you're intent on failing this test, you've got nobody to blame but yourself. So, night before a test, get a full night's sleep. Just before you go in, maybe grab yourself something to eat, maybe a cup of coffee, whatever. Always take your medications that's prescribed for you. Never not take any medications, because there are some medications out there that if you don't take your medications as directed, it screws up your physiology a little bit. Trust me, always take all of your medications, okay, before a polygraph. And brutal honesty until it hurts. You do those things, and I think that you're going to do just fine. Because again, you're about ready to enter into an industry where you're literally and selflessly putting your life on the line for other people. If that makes you a bad person, the world is a really twisted place. Go in there, pass that polygraph, achieve the dreams that you have for public service, and know that you did that. I didn't. The polygraph examiner didn't. You did it. Good luck, and go ahead and leave a comment below if you got a question. I'm more than happy to answer them. Talk to you in a bit. Bye bye.